Welcome to Wisdom from a Bathroom Stall.
The purpose of this new podcast for us is to try to help our community out. We're looking for money-saving ideas, for things that'll help people. Maybe if you're in a sort of crisis situation and need some information, we hope that we can bring that to you in a place that is easy to find and easy to access what you're looking for. Each episode will highlight a resource or idea that may assist with saving a little money, finding help, or may spark an idea in others. That's really our goal, to help people out a little bit, but also teach them how to help themselves, so that you don't have to be as dependent on other people maybe to help you out. Maybe bring a little levity. I think we like to have a lot of fun, and maybe some episodes will just be fun. Once we get to our website, we'll have links for everything there. You'll be able to find any government agency or other agencies that we might reference will be available on there.
Yep. We'll also have fun things to do.
For sure.
And fun things to do that might be free, so that's even better.
That actually is part of the goal. The real goal is to find out, especially in these economic times, what you can do that's fun, that you can do with your kids, do by yourselves, but it is free or nearly free. I grew up, we didn't have a lot of money, so we just played outside. That's about all we did.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
But the expectation these days is a little bit different.
Yeah,
so, and then there's a lot of stuff out there, actually, if you know where to look.
Yeah, definitely. So, a little background about me. I'm a helper. I'm an advocate, definitely, and I'm a matriarch. I have kids, grown kids. I have grandkids, and I also just this past October became a great grandmother, and my granddaughter had a lovely little boy, and so that's really nice. I have gone to college, but oddly enough, I only actually graduated one of them.
What all did you go to college for?
A lot.
Because every time I talk to this woman, she's like, I did that. She said every job known to humankind.
Well, that's not always a good thing.
Yeah, but what did you go to college for?
The first time I went, it was for sign language interpreter training.
Oh, that was the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and I did that.
And you worked in that field?
I did work in that field for probably about 10 years. And then I was not able to do it anymore because of a disability. So then I decided to go back to school, and I went for fine arts and generals. I loved comparative religion. That was a nice class I had to take. Pretty much it was to fulfill one of the credits. Yep, which is really fun. And also after a long while, I went for human services to learn how to listen to people and find different resources for people and whatnot. So I've had it's an interesting life I've had, I must say. But I'm a lifetime learner, definitely.
Oh, I like that. I like lifetime. I think that would explain me too.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's just, there's so many interesting things. It's how do you pick one?
I know. Every time I talk to somebody, I have more homework. Every time somebody brings up something I don't know anything about, I have to go home and the first thing I do is research it. So yeah, lifetime learner, that's a good term. I'm always real curious about things and learning more. So yeah, I call it homework. I get homework from everybody.
You've said that to me sometimes when I say something. Oh great, now I have homework. Oh, that's really good though, because at least you're working on that. Let's see what else is going on. I've had a lot of different jobs in my life.
Makes me laugh.
Yeah, some of them are weird and some of them are pretty normal. So a lot of waitressing. I did a lot of waitressing over the years. So I'm still, right now, I'm interested in art. I still love doing watercolor and stained glass and whatever. I find many things online. On YouTube, it's crazy. There's so many things you can learn on there.
Tutorials?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
I'd like to do that. I'm not a rule follower, so yeah.
Yeah.
I like to make my own path.
That's cool. That's cool.
But it is why I can't learn to do anything crafty.
But those.
Because I think I must have a better way than they do. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can always put your own slant on it. So yeah, my current interests are art, and I'm trying to learn herbalism, and I'm still learning gardening because that's a thing that you learn so much from it every year, and it's like a big experiment every year. But we'll do an episode on that later.
Yeah, and meditation is big for you.
Yes, recently became a meditation and mindfulness instructor, so I'm looking forward to getting to actually practice that.
That's actually, it's really interesting. And I'll talk more about this later, but I have depression and anxiety. And I think that, I don't know, today's world, there's a lot of pressure. I think that, meditation can go a long ways towards helping to treat yourself. And I'm not saying it's the fix.
Right.
I'm saying it's a tool.
Yes.
It may help in a short-term situation or an immediate circumstance where I've certainly had anxiety attacks out and about, and you're trying to calm yourself down enough to function can be difficult. So maybe we could talk about that a little bit more in another show too.
Definitely.
That could maybe really help some people.
Yeah. So for this, I'll be introducing our topic for each episode. But if you have topics that you would like to hear about or see about, give us a message on our Facebook page, and that would be on Facebook. We have a page, and it's called Wisdom from a Bathroom Stall. You can leave us messages. There'll be links in there. We don't have a website yet. We're working on that, so that's under construction. But we'll let you know on the Facebook page once it gets going, and that will have a lot of things on there as well that probably won't be on the Facebook page. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep. So yeah, send us a message on there.
Feedback, questions, suggestions,
complaints.
Third floor. I guess that kind of covers that.
That does.
Yeah. Again, I'm Linda. My big thing in life is sort of always rooted for the underdog. I was actually the underdog for a long time, and had to help myself. So I always want to help others. But part of my problem was trying to help people and stay with them, and actually I needed to find a better way. For my own mental health, I needed to find a better way. And I think this is part of that. Mm-hmm. We can get the messages out, we can try and help people, but I don't have to be a lifelong friend with everybody.
Right.
It is kind of difficult sometimes to carry that weight for a whole bunch of people. Mm-hmm. So this is my preferred method now, and I think it's just better for me.
Yeah.
Mark and Darcy's husband is Mark. My husband is Max. We met at a haunted attraction. We volunteered for the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department. And it was a fundraiser for underserved departments in the Ramsey County Sheriff's Department. Met a lot of good people. We had a lot of fun. Mark did a lot of design work. I did some painting, a little limited acting where I had no words. And my husband was a construction guy and did acting. Darcy did acting. She did set designs. She did all kinds of stuff. So, we were really pretty active in it. The other three probably more so than myself, but It was a lot of fun.
Oh, you did a lot of parades.
We did we did do a lot of parades.
Yeah.
There's nothing more fun than riding around in a hearse sticking
Yeah.
out the top.
Exactly.
We had a blast doing the parades. My kind of big thing is I like researching stuff. That's where this comes in. I mentioned that before. I'm a reader. I'm an avid reader, belong to a book club. And we read all kinds of stuff. There's things way outside my wheelhouse that I would never have read if not for coming together with these other women, and it's been really enlightening. Make use of your local library. There's a lot there to be had. And then I love music, and a portion of each of our podcasts will be devoted to music, specifically to a game called Finding Barry Gibb, and it's not much different than 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and it is connecting artists with Barry Gibb. I liked the Bee Gees when I was younger. I used to listen to them a lot. I listened to kind of a lot of different things. I listened to Queen, I listened to Three Dog Night, I listened to the Beach Boys, the Beatles, it kind of went on and on. I was about 7 or 8, I think. And something happened about a year ago that really brought me back to liking the Bee Gees, but Barry Gibb is the only one still around. So I decided to connect to him, and that will be every episode. And I was just to see if I can do it, if my research skills are good enough to make me do that. I don't know. That's kind of that until we go into the game, and I can give you an example.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of putzing around online, I think, and found a bunch of different things about Sean Cassidy were popping up, and I thought that was weird. I don't know of anything he's done recently that's brought him to the forefront, but it made me think of his mother, Shirley Jones, and she, of course, is Sean Cassidy. There's Patrick Cassidy. I think he was an actor too. I don't know that people are as familiar with him, but his half brother David Cassidy, of course, from the Partridge Family.
Yep.
And so I thought, why not? I'll give it a shot. I'll try and connect him to Shirley Jones. So of course there's her son, Sean, and I looked up, read an interview, and I can't remember who he was speaking with, but he said he was really good friends with Bernie Taupin, and I thought, well, that makes it really easy for me, because Bernie Taupin wrote songs for Elton John, and they were very much a team. If you've never seen the Elton John movie, it is very, very good.
Yeah, it is.
And Barry Gibb wrote a song for Elton John, and it is called Up the Revolution, and it was on Elton John's 1987 album Sleeping with the Dog. Actually, I don't remember the song, to be honest. I'll have to look it up and play it. But yeah, that was easy. It was just a handful of steps to get there.
Yeah.
Barry Gibb is highly connected, widely connected in the music industry. And I think music in general is very, very important in our lives. It is from the time that you're born and you're listening to lullabies to the time that you pass, and you've picked out music, or someone else has picked out music that represents your life. During a funeral or doing a celebration of life, whatever it is to you, we listen to music to soothe, to comfort. There's battle songs, there's celebration songs, there's everything. There's
Love song.
love songs, heartbreak songs. There's pride songs for schools. There's a song for everything, and I think we all can connect with music, at least on some level. It becomes the background of everybody's life. It can take you into a mood. It can take you out of a mood. It can help you revisit points in your life if that's what you want. You can commiserate with it. You can celebrate with it. It is a constant, and I think it's incredibly important.
Yeah, I think all of us have that time when you'll hear a song and it just boom brings you back
Oh, for sure.
to something.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you can remember some crappy songs.
Yeah, this is true.
That I'm not going to say because I don't want to offend everybody. Someone's going to go, "That was my favorite song."
Yeah.
But my husband and I listen to a lot of 70s music on Sirius Radio. not a sponsor, not a plug, but they do have a lot of specialty stations, and I really like that. iHeartRadio is the same way. So
Yeah.
sometimes I listen to iHeart at work. And we always listen to 70s when we're driving around. So I've got a good handle on that.
Yep.
Come back in a couple weeks and we'll have a new episode of Wisdom from a Bathroom Stall.
Yay. Good deal.